Hare Krishna. Welcome back to our Swadhyaya Online Reading Retreat Labs presents Power of SAP, the gateway to spirituality. In this daily series of Gita daily series, we have started already the different topics. So in the last sessions, we have covered, if you have seen the mind map, the chapter number 7, verse number 11. And today we are going to continue with the next verse, that is the verse number 16, chapter number 7. So I have a hard copy of Bhagavad Gita with me. So if you do not have this Bhagavad Gita as it is, you can contact me, or otherwise you can get it from the nearest ISKCON center. So it is pretty much available. And if you do not have a hard copy at present, so you can always go back to the online version, vedabase.io. And in that, I have kept it in a dual mode, English and Germany. So if you go to the Bhagavad Gita as it is, the chapter number, so today's verses, we are going to read the verse number 7, chapter number 7, verse number 16. Chapter number 7 is knowledge of the absolute. So let me go there. Then chapter number 7, verse number, we are going for 16. Verse number 16 is this one. Okay, so people who do not know how to navigate this, if you are, there is a dual language view. If you are learning German, right, then it will be also helpful for you. You can see both English and both your German is available here, and you can see the both the language here side by side. Okay, and if you want to default this to a single language, you can always choose this one. Okay, default view. Okay, so it's up to you. Okay, so if you want to see anything, okay, specifically, okay, so based on that, you can also check it out. Okay, so this is an advanced view of database, right? So let me go to the verse number. Directly, let me go to the verse number 16. This is one of the view. So the default view is this one, right? So let me go to the verse number 16. Yeah. So verse number 16 says, so we will read only the translation part, and let's see. O best among the Bharatas, four kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desire of wealth, then we do have the inquisitive, and he who's searching for knowledge of the absolute, right? So this is the same thing we will be seeing in the chapter number 7.16 the artha-arthī as well. Let me check it out. Yeah. Since we have time, we can also read the translations today, right? Purport. So we have seen 7.16. Yeah. Unlike the miscreants, these are adherents of the regulative principles of the scriptures, and they are called su-kṛtinaḥ, or those who obey the rules and regulations of scriptures, the moral and social laws, and are more or less devoted to the Supreme Lord. Out of these are the four classes of men: those who are sometimes distressed, those who are in the need of money, those who are sometimes inquisitive, and those who are sometimes searching after knowledge of the absolute truth. These persons come to the Supreme Lord for devotional service under different conditions. These are not pure devotees because they have some aspiration to fulfill in exchange of devotional service. Pure devotional service is without aspiration and without desire for material profit. The Bhakti-rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.11 defines pure devotion thus: Anya vilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanu anushilam bhaktir uttama. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculations. That is called pure devotional service, right? When these four kinds of persons come to the Supreme Lord for devotional service and are completely purified, the association of a pure devotee, they also become pure devotees. As far as the miscreants are concerned, for them, devotional service is very difficult because their lives are selfish, regular, and without spiritual goals. But even some of them, by chance, when they come in contact with a pure devotee, also become pure devotees. Those who are always busy with creative activities come to the Lord in material distress and at that time associate with pure devotees and become, in their distress, devotees of the Lord. Those who are simply frustrated also sometimes comes to association with the pure devotees and become inquisitive to know about God. Similarly, when the dry philosophers are frustrated in every field of knowledge, they sometimes want to learn of God. And they come to Supreme Lord to render devotional service and thus transcend knowledge of the personal Brahman and the localized Paramatma and come to the personal conception of Godhead by the grace of Supreme Lord of his pure devotee. On the whole, when the distressed, the inquisitive, the seeker of knowledge, and those who are in need of money are free from all material desires, and when fully understand that material remuneration has nothing to do with spiritual improvement, they become pure devotees. As long as such a purified stage is not attained, devotees in transcendental service to the Lord are tainted with creative activities, research, permanent knowledge, etc. So one has to transcend all this before one can come to the stage of pure devotional service. So now we have read this entire purport. Now let's go to the our book Gita for daily enrichment, and in that we also have this particular reflections. 7.16 Digging the grave of functional and fanatical materialism. Materialism comes in two main brands: fanatical materialism, which claims that matter is all that exists, and functional materialism, which claims that matter is all that matters. Fanatical materialists have no empirical or logical proof that nothing exists beyond matter. They reject the time honored warning that materialism strips life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. They neglect the sociological findings that materialism inevitably breeds immorality and perversity. So if you do not know the meaning of perversity, so you can look into it: deliberate desire or unacceptable way, right? Perversity. For them, matter is their only, one and only God, unquestionable and non-negotiable, no matter what the cost. Functional materialists are far more numerous than the fanatical causes. These minor materialists do not deny the non-material or spiritual level of reality. They just delay thinking about it because they are too enamored by material pleasures. Enamored, if you don't know the meaning, basically filled with love for, it's not, yeah, that you can see. By material pleasures. Material life's inbuilt upheavals like bereavements, accidents, and disease expose the hollowness of faith in materialism. Such exposes impel functional materialists to inquire seriously about what lies beyond matter. If they had some devotionally congenial inclinations, su-kṛtino, they approach Krishna for relief, as the Bhagavad Gita 7.16 confirms. So congenial, if you don't know the meaning, having qualities or interest that are some of the company or similar to the one's own, right? So this is the verse. And again, to continue with that, fanatical materialists rarely wake up due to life's upheavals. They need far stronger shock treatments that may span several lifetimes in subhuman bodies and subterranean places. To save them from such unnecessary suffering, devotees offer them spirituality in an appealing form like sanctified food. If fanatical materialists somehow appreciate Krishna, at least in his easily appreciable form as prasad, then this appreciation tills the ground of their hearts for the sowing of the seeds of pious credits. Due to these pious credits, both brands of materialists are being betrayed by materialism, feel inspired to respond, to repose faith in Krishna. Over time, they experience that Krishna never lets them down, although they had let him down for this long. So repose, if you know the meaning, state of rest. Energized by this experience, the agree for their materialism and view it forever. Again, we will read the translation. O based among the Bharatas, all kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me. The distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and who is searching for knowledge of the absolute. Right? So these are the four types of people. So it's a very important verse. We will read it out. catur-vidhā bhajante mam janāḥ su-kṛtino Arjuna artho jijñāsur artha-arthī jñānī cha bharata-ṛṣabha. So we have seen here four types. Okay. Artha, artha-arthī, right? Jnānī and jijñāsur. Artha, artha-arthī, jijñāsur, jnānī. Right? Okay. So now let's go to our mind map and we will note down the word of the day. So what are the words we have learned for the first time today? Or if it is new for anything new for you, you can also make a note of it in our words of the day series. And it's better if you're framing your sentence, you will be able to retain or remember those sentence or those context behind this vocabulary, right? So that is something I will recommend. So we have perversity. In about congenial. Then the next one is repose. I think these are the four words. Anything else, then you can also write it down. Fanatical, yeah, if you do not know the meaning of a fanatical, that also you can write. Filled with excessive and single-minded zeal, fanatical revolutionaries. Oh, that also you can write down. So with this one we finished. So let's mark it as a green. So you continue to read and we will be having a count quiz on this very soon. So wait for that. So we will be having very soon a count for this quiz and attempt those quizzes positively, right? With that note, we will stop here. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.